Okay.
All right, folks. All right, folks.
Listen, today we're not doing anything different. It's just now when we factor the back number, it's going to have different signs. And here's the reason why. This first one says factoring patterns for when C is negative. Okay, and C is this number back here. Now if I multiply to get negative 20, one of them has to be positive, one of them has to be negative. Okay, well let's look at negative 20. I actually like to write negative 20 just to remind myself that it's negative. I can have negative 1 positive 20, or I can have 1 and negative 20. Right? Those are different numbers. They're different pairs. I'm going to add them to see what gives me negative 1. That's what's in front of the x, right? A negative 1. Okay, so I'm trying to get negative 1. Well, let's see. So I can get negative 2 and 10. I can get 2 and negative 10. I can get negative 4 and 5. And 4 and negative 5. Now, I'm going to add these. When I add negative 1 and 20, I get 19. When I add 1 and negative 20, I get negative 19. Negative 2 and 10 gives me 8. 2 and negative 10 gives me negative 8. Negative 4 and 5 gives me 1. 4 and negative 5 gives me negative 1. Now, I want you to think about this for a moment. Think about this for just a second. Since this number, since the middle number is negative 1, that means I want the bigger of the pair to be the negative one. Okay? Because when I put them together, I need my answer to be negative. So the bigger number has to be the negative one. If it were positive 1, then I want the bigger number to be positive. Okay? Just a little trick to speed things up a bit. Anyway, clearly, when I factor this, I'm going to get x's in the front, plus 4, minus 5. When I multiply 4 times minus 5, I get negative 20. That gives me the back number. When I add 4 and negative 5, I get negative 1. That gives me the middle number. Okay? Same thing as last night. It's just that the constant in the back is negative. So that means the pair of numbers are going to have opposite signs. Because when I multiply and I get a negative, that means they have to be different signs. All right, good job. Let's look at the next example.